Hi, my name is Russ, and I'm going to show you some things about the new Home Assistant integration for TRIGGErcmd. For one, the new offline ability. If you configure this, this configuration screen in the agent, and you need the latest agent, you should have 1.044 at least, and you can click Update Agent on Windows, and it'll update. But anyway, this Home Assistant config option will bring up this window, and this token is from this page here. The reason I don't mind showing it to you is I'm just gonna delete it out of my Home Assistant after I'm just gonna click this after this video and then create a new one and paste the new one in here. So yeah, that's how you configure it to talk to Home Assistant. And the idea behind offline is even if your internet is out, it'll still work, which is something Home Assistant users tend to appreciate. So once you have that configured, you can again work without internet. And I want to show you this next. Blueprints. I just published 3 different blueprints. One you can use to run a command on your computer when motion is detected, and I've got a camera called Reolink that has a motion detection built in, and I've connected that using an automation that I built here using the blueprint. And before I show you the automation, I want to show you how I added this blueprint. If you go to this this forum post, you'll see the URL to it, and you can bring up this this screen to paste it in with this import blueprint button right here. You just paste it in, preview it, and in my case it already exists, so I'm just cancel. And it's right here, and it's basically just a copy of the built-in motion light blueprint, but I copied it and modified it to work with switches instead of lights. And the other two are right here, the switch off and switch on. The idea there is when one entity gets turned on, you can turn on your TRIGGErcmd command, because if you remember, TRIGGErcmd commands are set up with a command and then optionally a off command that you can use if you set allow parameters to true. Notice it's dimmed out if it's false, so you make that true, and then you could fill in an off command. But if you don't fill in an off command, it'll actually run your regular command with on or off as the parameter. So this is my logger script. I'll show you that right now. Here, actually, I'll show you right now. So type. That's what it looks like. That's all it is. One line, and it just echoes all of my parameters to the log file. So let me type this log file. So it's been logging all the different motion events from my my Reolink camera, and it puts the date and the timestamp in there, because I've got percent date, percent, and percent time percent there, and then on or off gets appended because I don't have an off command, and I have allow parameters true, so the parameter gets passed through to just appended to the command. So I've got two commands. One is motion here, and the other is just generic. I called it. So every so often, if I do type here, it'll I'll see more log entries, because here's my camera, and you can see, well, it was snowing, so it was intermittently logging motion. And so just so that I can make sure something happens during this video, I also have 2 automations called logger off and, or let's see, DS logger off and DS logger on. So when I've set it up to trigger on these two entities, the floodlight on the camera and just it's a smart plug. And normally you just have one, but I just put two in there just to show you can. And this is the command it's going to run. And when I choose entity, I can just type in ds logger. Well, I've already got it selected, so it's only showing me stuff I don't have selected. That kind of matches. So I've selected this TRIGGErcmd command, and so that's what it's going to run. And so I'll demonstrate that in a minute. Well, I could go into, Home Assistant and flip it on, but here I'll just flip it on from my camera app. So I just turned it on, so I should have an entry. Yeah, see generic, the timestamp, and on. Turn it off. It's off, and I'll run it again. I can see the two log entries that it wrote, because really what it did is it ran, well, let me copy the actual command. It ran this command with on or off appended to it. So let's do Russ. Here's my name. So that's what it did. It used whatever I appended as the final parameter here. It appended that to the log with the timestamp. It looks like it detected motion again here. Now normally you wouldn't mix two logs together, but you can, whatever. And that's the basic gist of it. There's another video. Let's see here. There's another video in this Home Assistant section, that explains how to run your commands via the official TRIGGErcmd integration, Home Assistant integration. And again, it works offline, but only if you configure Home Assistant config here. Let me know if you have any questions. Oh yeah, one thing I didn't mention is Blueprints is the tab that, where you import the blueprint, okay, and use them, right? When you click this, it's going to create a new automation, and those end up in here. Hopefully that's clear. But here, let me demonstrate one more time. I'm going to remember I associated the floodlight with my logger, my generic logger. Let me turn that on here. And there it went on. Now I'll also turn on the CASA 4. I just heard it click on. It's just one of my smart plugs. And yeah, there it is again, generic on. And you can see the motion detection went off because it no longer detects motion. That reminds me, one more thing I'll explain is the motion detection blueprint has the ability to set a wait time, basically how long it'll wait, basically how long it'll leave the switch on before it no longer detects motion and just automatically turns off. That's about it. And by turn off, it'll actually log motion off. Hopefully that's clear. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Post it in the forum. It's a good place to put it, and I'll answer you there. Thanks.